Are you currently in a job where you're asking yourself, is it finally time to leave, or is this just another of those phases that everyone goes through? I've been there. And like me, most people don't quit because of one big event, but rather because of a series of small, subtle patterns that build up over time so quietly that often you don't really realize it until you're mentally on your way out. Today, we're going to talk about 6 hidden signs that you should quit your job that we tend to explain away or normalize until months or even years have passed. If you're serious about building a career that matches your potential, then make sure to hit the subscribe button because this channel is designed for that exact journey. And now, let's get into it. Hidden sign number 1. You're not learning anymore and you don't even want to. The first hidden sign is one that most people dismiss as normal, but it's not normal. It's when you realize that you're not really learning anything new anymore in your job, and even worse, you don't even have the desire to. Early in your career, learning is your competitive advantage. It's how you grow, it's how you make yourself valuable, it's how you make yourself promotable. But when learning stops feeling meaningful, when tasks don't excite you, projects don't challenge you, and you're just keep thinking to yourself, what's the point? Then that's not a phase. A mentor once told me, when curiosity disappears, it's because your environment stopped rewarding growth. And he was right. It's not laziness, it's misalignment. When you stop caring about learning in a job, what you're really saying is, I don't see a future worth investing in here. Most people don't quit at this point, but this is the point in which the process of mentally quitting starts. Hidden sign number 2, successes feel neutral, whereas minor annoyances feel huge. This is one of the biggest hidden signs, and no one really recognizes it for what it is. It's when a win doesn't feel like a win. Praise feels hollow. Hitting a target doesn't make you proud, but small email can irritate you for days. A meeting drains you. A routine task suddenly feels unbearable. If your emotional responses are no longer balanced, if the positives barely register and the negatives are really amplified, that's not stress. That's not burnout. That's your brain telling you, I'm done here. This is something we see in coaching clients and colleagues all the time. It's not the workload that's overwhelming, it's the lack of connection to the work. Your emotional bandwidth is exhausted. And once that happens, there's no amount of time off or resetting that really fixes it. The problem is not your energy, it's the environment you're spending it in. Hidden sign number 3, you don't even ask for feedback anymore. This one is subtle but powerful. At the beginning of a new career or a new role, most people want feedback. You want to grow, you want to improve, you want to be recognized, and you care about how your work is actually perceived. But when you stop wanting feedback, when you stop asking for guidance, development, direction, that's a hidden psychological cue that you've emotionally stepped back from that role altogether. It's not like you don't care about growth altogether anymore. It's more that you don't trust the environment you're in to shape you into the professional that you want to become. You're not disengaging from your career, you're disengaging from this particular role and environment. I once had a job where I completely stopped asking my manager for feedback. I just thought of these feedback talks as another annoying routine. Not because I didn't want to improve, but deep down, I knew that improvement wouldn't change anything. The role wasn't evolving, there was no clear growth path, the leaders didn't seem to have the right leadership skills, the environment couldn't take me where I wanted to go. Organizational psychologist Adam Grant puts it well. When people stop asking for feedback, it's usually because they've stopped believing the environment can help them grow. You're still showing up, you're still doing the work, but your heart isn't in the room anymore. And once you reach that point, it's only a matter of time until your body catches up with your mind. Hidden sign number 4, a lack of appreciation is quietly destroying your confidence. This is one of the most damaging hidden signs. It doesn't happen all at once, it happens slowly, quietly over time. You start your role confident, you know what you're capable of, you're motivated, you're excited. But over time, you notice your work goes unacknowledged. Your contributions are more so expected than appreciated, and you don't really get credit where it's due. And before you even notice that pattern, something shifts internally. You start questioning yourself. You start second-guessing your decisions. You start wondering whether you're actually as good in your job as you thought you were. Because confidence doesn't usually break, it fades over time. Career expert Herminia Ibarra describes this. We often internalize the failures of a role when the real issue is the context, not our capability. I've seen professionals who were genuinely brilliant start doubting their own capabilities because they were working under a leader who simply couldn't recognize or develop talent. If you constantly work in an environment that undervalues you, that becomes your new baseline. You begin to think, I'm not actually that good at my job. And this sign doesn't just impact the job you're in now, it will follow you into the next job if you don't catch it in time. When your confidence is eroding faster than it's being built, that's not a sign to tough it out. That's a sign to protect your long-term career and get out. Hidden sign number 5, everyone you respect is leaving. This is one of the clearest hidden signs. It's not even hidden, it's just very obvious. When the high performers leave, when the people you admire, your role models, your mentors, they all leave, the strategic, ambitious ones, that is not random, because top talent rarely leaves without a reason. But they often leave before the problem becomes obvious to everyone else. Harvard leadership scholar Amy Edmondson notes, when top performers exit quietly and early, it's usually because they sense systematic issues before they become visible. If the people you look up to, the ones who made a huge impact on the culture, who really seem to care and to inspire you, they're all moving on. What does that tell you about what's left? And more importantly, why are you trying to stay in a place that all your role models have seemed to outgrow? Losing one great coworker is unfortunate. Losing many of them is a trend. Hidden sign number 6, you are no longer doing the job you were hired for. This is the sign that people tend to ignore for the longest time and just put up with it. You start a role with a clear job description, clear expectations, clear responsibilities, but over time things shift. The company restructures, people leave, priorities change, leadership moves on. And suddenly you're doing tasks that have nothing to do with your personal strengths, your goals, or your professional identity. You're not building skills anymore. You're patching holes and you're filling gaps. You're filling in roles that were never meant for you. And you basically do any kind of job besides the one you were hired to do. This is one of the clearest hidden signs that you should leave, because the company has changed and your role doesn't seem to have a home there anymore. I've talked to so many people who say, I don't even know what my job is anymore. When your job becomes a vague collection of tasks rather than a meaningful path, when your skills don't really align with the types of work you're doing and you're no longer growing, you're coping. And coping is not a career strategy. Now, if you're listening to these signs and think, wait, that's me, you're not alone. Most people don't realize they should leave a job until they're already emotionally drained. And the biggest trap is telling yourself, I just need to push through, this is normal for everyone. But these hidden signs are not random. They are clear patterns showing you what to do. My suggestion is this: take the next 2 to 4 weeks to pay attention, really observe your reactions and emotions at the workplace, and journal a few notes. You can ask yourself, do these feelings appear only on stressful days? Or are they there all the time, quietly in the background? Are they temporary? Or are they telling you something deeper? And here's an important nuance. Quitting immediately is not necessarily the best for everyone. We have financial responsibilities, living costs, families. So quitting without a plan isn't necessarily the best for everyone. But once you recognize the signs, the next step is gaining clarity. What roles would energize me? Where can I grow again? What environment would appreciate my value? What job would support a sustainable life, not drain it? And when you think you know the answer, that's when you begin your job search, intentionally. Not from panic, not from burnout, but from alignment. If you've identified yourself with a few of these hidden signs and you're ready to start applying for new roles, make sure you watch the next video where I break down 5 practical tips on how to get hired faster. And if you want ongoing career guidance, don't forget to subscribe. I will be releasing new videos every week to help you build a career that actually matches your personality and skills. Now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.